welcome back to Scratch Your Farm Builder. So today's the first episode of the new model farm build, and it's taking it down. So as you can see, I've got all tractors, machinery, everything out. I've emptied the clamp and I've got the straw out, and now it's just time to dismantle it. So this building might be sold, might not be, don't know, got to confirm it yet. So this one I'm going to keep intact. That one back there, it's sort of held on by the wall. So I'm going to take that down. I'm going to use a tin because I'm going to do one similar, I think. That one there is not freestanding. It sort of is, but sort of isn't. That be coming down, that one coming down, and this one coming down. So everything's going, but just some stuff I need to be more careful with than others. So I'll set you up and we'll start smashing stuff. So we've got that old shed there. This shed was here long before I did YouTube, and I had another farm along the back, but it's time to go. Want to be careful enough with it, because this corrugated stuff, it's not expensive, but when you're buying a lot of it, it gets expensive, so I want to try and reuse as much as I can. Oh, that's where this cabling's coming up. I had the shed wired up with lights at one stage. I'll keep the corrugated stuff, and you can see the sort of frame. It's very simple. And the same with this shed here. Take the roof off gently. And this one was wired up as well, as you can see all the lights are in it. And the new farm's going to be wired up a lot better than this one was. Take this last beam off. And corrugated stuff, I'll pile it all up. Take all the wiring out. The wiring's still all good, I can reuse it. A lot of this wood will get reused. So take the last of this down. Set you off a bit better. So as you can see, that's all smashed to pieces now. Now the workshop, this extension isn't going to go with it because it needs support legs. Actually the extension could go with it, but that would be glued and that would be 2 weeks, so I'm going to break this off. And before this gets sold, I'm going to cut all this glue off and possibly put a new piece of cladding on the corner. This fence here, that can go. That was easy, can reuse that. This building here I want to keep intact because I haven't built it that long ago, and that can get sold. This one here is a bit of an older one, and so this can go. That was quick. This fence is going to stay, I think, so I want it to work. I'm not going to start on any of the landscaping or anything yet. I'm just going to tap these gently at the bottom corners to break the glue off. So like that. So we can put that shed out the way. This wall can go. This barn is going to go. It's going to get sold. You can see where it was all wired up. So as you can see, that's a big bit of difference. So I'm going to get all this tidied up and I'll show you when I've done that. So it's, try and get this one in a camera angle. It looks like a lot more space than it is. It doesn't help because that's like a mini claw hammer. Don't have a full-size claw hammer in here, but that's a pair of scissors, so that actually gives you a better perspective on how big it is. I'm going to try and make it a little bigger, bring another piece of wood out here. Then this side I haven't touched yet, all that stuff I'm keeping. All these bits of dowel that are no good now, I'm going to give use as kindling in the fire. So now I'm going to get all this gravel up and get all this crappy concrete up, because I don't want any of this stuff. We're going to be using this stuff because it looks much nicer. So we'll start scraping this up. So I've got all the gravel up now. That's a bit of gravel mat over there, which I'm going to sort out in a minute. Or we can do it now actually, because it's where it will change its levels on different bits of board. So it's just some bits of wood under there. I'll pull all that out in a bit. And then I've got the concrete up. This concreting is the stuff we're going to redo it in. But this bit here, being my first attempt at it, didn't go too well. And I also want to see how much the board has moved, because it did crack along here, the concrete. So it makes some really nice stuff when it's broken up. So this will definitely get used on the new model. So I'll show you breaking it up. Only reason I'm wearing gloves at the moment is they're the only ones I've got that I can feel and do stuff in, and it's like -8 degrees or something. It's stupid cold, and I couldn't feel my fingers at one stage. It's stupid cold for the time of year it is. Be careful on this bit, I don't want it to ping across the room and it breaks up. Try putting it in. I mean, the board's moved a little bit, but it hasn't moved anymore, so that's fine with me. And just smash it up. Into a really nice little bit, like that. And that will get used on the new farm. It's going to get smashed up a lot more, but for now it will just go in a bag because I just want to get on with it. Yeah, it's down, and I also want to paint that back scene or do something up there with that board, but we'll get to that eventually. So that's all cleared now, ready to start. And it's a lot more space now I've cleared it out properly. It looks a lot wider than it is, but I'm going to try and make it a bit wider. So now the next thing is the fields. I've got to still move all that stuff and keeping all that, reuse it. I put a lot of time and effort into doing the track, so I was thinking of keeping it. But then I was thinking, hang on, if I want to do this properly, I just need to get rid of it all, because I'm going to use foam and make it all terrain. So it's going to be a hill over there, a ditch down there, probably a river and a bit of forest here. But I think the first thing is to get all the gates up. This fence I might keep, but probably not. I'm going to pull all the wire off all the fences. These posts, because they're drilled in, I'm going to cut them all off at the bottom. Yeah, so we'll start up here, so all this greenery can get pulled away from in here. That's an old electric fence I built ages ago. I can just go in the bin. It's way well past its use by date in a way. Put all this wire off here, and then that bit of wood is from when there used to be gravel there. There's all sorts in here. And this is quite a big post here. Get that gate. Got that gate there. We'll take all that fence up in a minute because that's all blue. Move that gate. Pull that post out. Take that gate off its hinges. Take that gate. That gate can stay. Take that one off its hinges. Take that one off its hinges. Move all that stuff out of the way. That was easier than I thought. You can see this came up easy. Then when I found a better way to do fencing, it's a lot stronger as well. But it still comes off. I'm going to keep all the wire, which is the main thing. Snap all the posts off because they're drilled in. Otherwise there'll be lots of little holes everywhere. I'm going to pick up all the greenery because it's quite expensive. And I forgot about the roller. How to do that? And all of that will get pulled off there and reused. This bit of fence here can go. Check that post out. A lot of this greenery will be getting redone. Pull these posts out. Move all this stuff again. That can go. This fence here can now go. Going to keep all the wire, but I can break all the posts up. That's then my pile to sort out there. All these posts can just go in the bin. And in a minute we'll pick up all the grass and everything. Put that in the bin. Take these trees off, these can also go in the bin. Take all this shrubbery away. Gonna reuse quite a bit of this. This old stuff that's gone off and in the bin. I haven't done this one that long ago here. That bit of fence here, it means replaced for ages, even before I was going to redo it. Take the telegraph pole down, be careful putting it off the back scenes because I don't want to rip it. If only they came down that easy in real life, I'd have a lot of gate posts. Yeah, this fence I think is going to stay. I'll sort out all that stuff, get all the grass swept up, back scenes down, and then we will, I think that'll be it for this one. And then next one we'll be starting on foam and plaster and all sorts of fun stuff. Anyway, we'll get this sorted out. So I'm taking up this bit of the track here. I'm really surprised how hard this paper mache is, because I didn't use paper like newspaper for this. I used kitchen mould for this, because you can, just what I had to hand, and also you could do it a lot sort of neater and how you wanted it. This is also what I saw IGN Farmer do, so this is where I got the idea of the track from. And it has gone like rock solid, so I'd use it again, but to take it up is a bit of a pain. I had to buy a new scraper because this is the one that came with my 3D printer, and I use this for taking the prints off, but it's going to be ruined by the end of this. Because normally what I just do is put it to the side, but it's proving a bit difficult. This has taken a good part of a day just to get it dismantled. I went around the farm for a decent while, fixed a leaf blower and did a few odd jobs, but I spent a good few hours doing this today. And yeah, I think I got my timescale wrong with it being done before Christmas. I don't see that happening. I can see a lot of the buildings up and the basic landscaping, but the details definitely won't be done before Christmas. So what I'm going to do next, in the the next episode to start with is we'll be doing the concrete yard, because it doesn't matter if I get mess everywhere else. Oh, that's broken. Yeah, it starts to break. So yeah, I'll finish this and get back. Alright, that's it then. All done. Apart from that fence, which I'm going to keep because I like it and I want a fence there in the future one. There's going to be a gate there and a road there, I think. So it's going to be like a track going to a main road. I was beating this so hard with a hammer, that's what happened to the top of it. So I just cut it off and carried on. So I blame that on IGN Farm with Tom, because if it wasn't for him showing me how to make this really strong stuff, I wouldn't have broken that. But anyway, you can see how uneven it is. Like, there's gaps, I'm sure that's loose in there. There's a gap at the back, and this was done properly, this bit from, and this run to there was done properly, but that bit there, it almost just wants all taken out and a big slab of plywood just put it in there. But I'm not going to do that because it's all going to get covered, and I like how that bit slopes a little. But one thing I am going to do is, it won't be in this video, but I'm going to put a bit of wood out on there, is the idea. So that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. Any questions you have, leave in the comments, and any suggestions as well, and see you again soon. Alright, progress updates. Hands have now fallen off due to hypothermia, but apart from that, I've got that all cleared. I've got this sorted out. All the wire, all the posts went in the bin because they'd had it, and I can make them really cheaply and easily. Lots of greenery to be saved, some bits of wood that I don't know what I'm going to do with. I'll try and cut some decent bits out of that. Anything that's left is stuff that's going to go, apart from that bit of gravel, which I'm going to try and save. I've got the 2 piles of grass out the field, so I swept all that down. I'm going to bag the grass up. We're going to be using static grass in the next ones, but I will be needing this grass again to do the base. So be foam, dirt, glue a mixture of dirt and this down, and then static grass on top. I think, I don't know, I hope, but there's still a lot to figure out. And I'm going to try and get another piece of basin, same as this, just to finish that off because it would be handy. I had it before where this field was coming out. I don't know how it's going to work this time. So I'll bag the grass up and then show you when it's all cleared.